All right, 4.2, guys. We're talking about the unit circle. The unit circle will be provided for you. You do not have to memorize it. So you guys will have the unit circle given to you. I'll show you a picture of it here in a second. We're going to talk more about the unit circle and how to find different things and all that stuff in later sections. But we are talking about only angles today that are on the unit circle. Only on the unit circle. And we're going to be focusing on ordered pairs, right? The x value and the y value. Your x value on the coordinate plane when you're moving left and right, right? These are our x values, if I can draw. X values are the ones that go left and right, right? Your x values are left and right. Your y values are up and down. Your y-axis is the vertical axis. So we're going to be talking about ordered pairs and what their ordered pair means in relation to our angle on the unit circle. You all are familiar, you should be, with sine, cosine, and tangent, right? On your calculator, some of you will be like sin, cos, and tan, sine, cosine, and tangent. These are new. These are called reciprocal functions. What is the reciprocal? Not really opposite. What does reciprocal mean? You do what to a fraction? You flip it, okay? So we're going to talk about sine is y, cosine is x, and tangent is y over x. So if I said to you, what is the reciprocal of y? You would tell me 1 over y. The reciprocal of x would be 1 over x, and the reciprocal of our cotangent here would be x over y. And this will all make a little more sense here in a second. Now, you need to know these words. I know it makes more sense if sine went with secant and cosine went with cosecant, but it's not like that. Sine and cosecant go together. Cosine and secant go together. Tangent and cotangent go together. That's one that's kind of easy to remember. All right, the abbreviations are right here. So you guys can see that. You will have a web assign. Very, very simple. It's just doing this 100 times, just kind of get the rhythm of it, the understand. No, it's not really 100. Just relax. But it's to get you guys in the practice of it, because some of you that are making 50s and 60s on the tests, it's not because you're not smart. It's because you're not really putting forth the best effort. Questions so far? All right. You guys with me? All right, 3 more examples and we're done. Caught up? Can I go? All right. I need you guys to help me out here. What is B? Okay, so my theta, the angle that they gave me for B, is 5 pi over 4. So what's the first thing I should do? Go to the unit circle and find it. So where is 5 pi over 4? Bottom left. It's in the third quadrant, right? So negative root 2 over 2, comma negative root 2 over 2. Okay. So negative root 2 over 2 and negative root 2 over 2. This is my x value. This is my y. So now we're going to evaluate. We're going to find all 6 trig functions. So the sine of 5 pi over 4. Remember, sine is which value? Sine's our y. Cosine of 5 pi over 4. What value is cosine? X. Good. Tangent. Good. 5 pi over 4. Y over x. Now our reciprocal functions. Sine and cosecant go together. So 5 pi over 6, it's going to be 1 over y. Your secant of 5 pi over 6 is going to be 1 over x. And then your cotangent of 5 pi over 6 is x over y. So the first ones are pretty simple, guys. What is the y value? What's the y value of your ordered pair? negative square root of 2 over 2. Everybody agree with that? You okay? All right, well, what's the x value? We'll go down to cosine. What's your cosine? The same thing, negative square root of 2 over 2. Make sure you can see that. Yeah, there we go. All right, what would the tangent be? How would you write the tangent? What's your y value? Negative square root of 2 over 2 divided by negative square root of 2 over 2. What's anything divided by itself? 1. They're both negative. 2 negatives become positive. But if you were to write this out, negative square root of 2 over 2, keep change flip, times 2 over negative root 2. What happens to my 2's? They cancel out. What happens to the root 2's? They cancel out. And so do the negatives. Just becomes 1. So if you go back up here and you guys are going to find the cosecant, it's 1 over y. So it's 1 over negative square root of 2 over 2. Do we leave our answer like that? No. Keep change flip. You have 1 times negative 2 over square root of 2. Negative 2 over the square root of 2. Can you leave that? No. Rationalize. And you end up with negative 2 root 2 over 2. Can I do anything else?
No. Oh, actually.
Can I cancel out the 2? So it's just negative square root of 2. What's going to happen with 1 over x? The exact same thing, right? It's 1 over negative root 2 over 2. So you're going to keep, change, flip. We got to rationalize. So you're left with negative 2 root 2 over 2. What happens to the negative 2's? They cancel out. So you're left with negative square root of 2. And then x over y. Negative square root of 2 over 2 divided by negative square root of 2 over 2. What's anything divided by itself? Just 1. Good. Look at all the ordered pairs around the unit circle. Do you notice anything? They're consistently the same numbers. The only thing that changes when you go around the unit circle are the signs. In the first quadrant, you notice that everything is positive, correct? In the second quadrant, it's the exact same ordered pairs, but the x values are negative. In the third quadrant, it's the same ordered pairs, but which values are negative? Both of them. In the fourth quadrant, it's the exact same ordered pairs, but the y value is negative. So you guys are going to have repeated answers. It's going to happen because we're talking right now only about angles that are on the unit circle. What's letter C say? C and D. I have these two for a specific reason. C is telling you that theta that they gave us is what? Pi. Pi. All right. Well, what is the ordered pair at pi? Negative 1, 0. Okay, this is a little different. This is a quadrant angle. Again, this is my x value, and this is my y. So remind yourself, we're going to find all 6 functions. So I have the sine of pi. Sine is which value? Pi. Y. I'm going to find the cosine of pi. Cosine is what value? X. I'm going to find the tangent of pi. Tangent is what? Y over x. All right, then we're going to find what goes with sine. Cosecant. It's going to be 1 over y. Secant of pi is going to be 1 over x. And cotangent's what?
X over y.
X over y. All right, now this is a tad bit different, guys. Don't get tripped up on this. What is the y value of this ordered pair? Tell me. 0. So if I'm going to find the cosecant, it's 1 over y. It's 1 over 0. What is my answer here?
Undefined.
Thank you. Undefined. 0 in the denominator is no bueno. It's not 1 over 0, guys. What is the cosine value of pi? Negative 1. Good. So what is your secant?
0 over
1 over negative
1 over negative 1, which is?
negative 1.
Negative 1. Good. Tangent is y over x, so 0 over negative 1. What's the answer there? 0. Cotangent is what?
Undefined.
Negative 1 over 0, which is undefined. Good. Those quadrant angles are a little bit different. 0 in the numerator is perfectly fine. 0 in the denominator is not perfectly fine. But again, we will give you the unit circle on your quiz. You don't have to memorize this. Got it? In years past, we've had you memorize.
That's abusive.
All right, let's go to the last example. What do we call this? D? What's the theta that they gave me?
Negative pi over 3.
Negative pi over 3. What did I tell you guys that a negative sign means when we're talking about our angles? It's the direction, right? If you get, excuse me, a negative angle, they're talking about direction. So right here, this is our initial side right here, right? The positive part of the x-axis. So the way that you figure out what actual angle they're talking about, you're going to go the opposite direction. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, where is positive pi over 3? It's right here, right? You guys agree? How many spaces did I go? I went 1, 2, 3 spaces to get to positive pi over 3, correct? So a negative sign tells me direction. So instead of going 3 spots positively, which way do I go? 3 spots down. So I go 1, 2. What is the angle that they're talking about? But what angle is it that they're talking about? 5 pi over 3, right? Negative pi over 3 is the same as positive 5 pi over 3. You have to figure out which angle they're talking about first. The negative sign, remember, just gives you direction. So all you do is, it says negative pi over 3, then I'm going to find where positive pi over 3 is. However many spaces I go up, I'm going to start from the initial side and go the opposite direction. So what is the ordered pair at positive 5 pi over 3 or negative pi over 3? What's that ordered pair that I circled? 1/2 and negative square root of 3 over 2. Right? My x value, my y value. I cannot impress upon you enough how important it is, guys. If you're given the unit circle and you look and you write down the ordered pair incorrectly, there's not much I can do to help you there. Don't forget negative signs. Take your time, but we're going to find all 6 trig functions. So the sine of negative pi over 3, again, which value is sine? Y, good. Cosine of negative pi over 3, which value is that? X, good. Tangent of negative pi over 3 is which value? Y over x, okay. So then sine goes with cosecant of negative pi over 3. Is going to be 1 over y. Secant of negative pi over 3 is going to be 1 over x. And then cotangent of negative pi over 3 is going to give me x over y, right? That's what I'm looking for. Okay. What is the y value at this angle? What's your y value?
Oh, negative square root of 2.
Negative square root of 3 over 2. Good. Now you can either go to the right and do the reciprocal function or just do sine, cosine, tangent and then go up the other side. Doesn't matter to me. But your cosine, what is the x value of this angle? 1/2. Good. What is the tangent? What am I going to put? What over what?
Negative square root of 3 over 2.
Negative square root 3 over 2 divided by 1/2. Do we leave our answer like that? No, we're going to keep change flip. So I'm going to keep negative root 3 over 2. I'm going to change division to multiplication, and I flip. 1 over 2 becomes 2 over 1. What happens with our 2's? They cancel out. So the tangent of this angle is negative square root of 3. All right, so go back up here. 1 over y. So it's going to be 1 over negative root 3 over 2. Do I leave that?
No.
We have to rationalize. We have to keep change, flip, and rationalize. So I have 1 over 1, change division and multiplication, and I flip. This becomes 2 over negative square root of 3. Can I leave the square root of 3 on the bottom?
No.
So when you rationalize, guys, you just multiply by the square root of 3, nothing negative or whatever, you just leave the negative. So I have negative out in front, 2 root 3 over 3. 1 over my x value. Well, my x value is 1/2. So I have 1 divided by 1/2. Keep, change, flip. 1 over 1 times 2 over 1. What is my answer? 2. And then my cotangent is your x value over your y value. So 1/2 divided by negative square root of 3 over 2. Keep, change, flip. 1/2 times what?
2 over
2 over negative square root.
Okay. Does it matter? Okay, so here the 2's cancel, yes?
Yeah.
So it's negative 1 over square root of 3. And then you can't leave square root of 3, so this cancels. So it becomes negative square root of 3 over 3, right? Yeah. Okay, thank you, perfect. Yeah.